Installing a smart thermostat at home.
And we are live for the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit Lions Pregame Show. Here, Week 8, the Miami Dolphins, Detroit Lions, Ford Field, today at 1 o'clock. Should be a fun game. Thank you to everybody joining us over at woodwardsports.com. We are joined by myself, Tom Mazawey to my right, Booner to my left. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. How you guys doing?
Good morning, man. It was a wacky Saturday night game last night. Michigan State. The World Series is tied at 1. And we're watching a game from London today. Jacksonville and Denver. Jacksonville at the half is up 10-7. And we got to talk a little bit about this game coming up. It's been a weird one. And it's on not NFL Network today. It's on ESPN Plus. So if you have that, feel free to hop on alongside with us.
Should be fun. Booner, how you doing today?
I'm doing good this morning. It was a long day yesterday, college football.
Oh, yeah.
College football betting. I didn't have the best day, so I'm hoping to turn things around.
You'll be fine.
Like Matt said, the Broncos, we're watching them struggle right now, so I'm excited for the full slate of games.
I hope they continue to struggle. I'm going up against Cortland Sutton, so I hope his ankle falls apart.
He's got a couple of catches today. That's about it.
All good. All right, let's get the show started. The Miami Dolphins lead the all-time series against the Detroit Lions 7-5. But Detroit, Maz, to your point, has won the last 3 meetings. The last one coming in 2018 when the Lions won 32-21.
Look who the leading rusher in that game was. Kerryon Johnson.
Oh, God.
154 yards, 2 touchdowns from Matthew Stafford in that game. And Kerryon Johnson, where have you gone? Now we get DeAndre Swift back today. So let's hope he gets 154
DeAndre Swift is going to be very important for this offense to get clicking. You've seen Goff the last 2 games out, 6 points total from the offensive side. Yeah, you miss players, you miss your best players, but it can't be that bad for Detroit. It really can. I think there has to be, I would hope actually, that they've looked themselves in the mirror very long and hard this past week after losing to Dallas the way they did. There's a lot on the line today. I know some of you are already thinking about next year, the draft, that you don't care anymore. I care.
You still have to win this year and start that streak going. You gotta get going.
I don't even care about the streak or the momentum. I don't care about any of that. Please, I don't want to have to be having a conversation in November about your head coach not being the guy because his football team is 1-8 or 2-9. That's not ideal, especially for a team that, like Sheila Ford Hamp came out and said, they're rebuilding. It was a tear down. Okay, well, show progress so your fan base can get behind it. The Pistons are getting their ass kicked night in and night out. No problem.
They're dumping the proper way, by the way.
Jaden Ivey, Cade Cunningham. You see the future. Okay, very cool. You see the Red Wings. They punt the first 2 years under Steve Yzerman. Okay, cool. You see the future. Mo Sider, Lucas Raymond, Soderblom now. Now you have a bunch of free agents coming in. The Lions have to give the fan base something to work with. I can't tell you wins matter in the NFL, and then Dan Campbell goes out and wins, let's say, 2 of the next 3. Mm-hmm. Well, that matters. That matters to me. That's good. A lot of pressure, for me at least. A lot of pressure on the Detroit Lions today.
I mean, Adam, you bring up the point all the time. The Giants, the Jets, they have coaches that are coming in there and changing it right away, and they're just winning games. And that's all you want to see from Dan Campbell is you just want to win games, especially like that Vikings game. Some of these games where you're in the game and you have to pull it out just for the future to show that we can trust him when we do have that full team all around to go to the playoffs. I think it's interesting today. DeAndre Swift is back, Amon Ra. Like, you have that full offense back in action. I'm interested to see what they look like after a few weeks of not having the full that whole full team there. So I'm really interested to see if they can put some points up against this Dolphins team and compete. That's what I'm kind of looking for.
Maz, let me ask you this. You look around the NFL, quarterbacks that can move, get around, it's the sexy thing. It's the trend in the NFL right now. But usually you win football games standing in the pocket and throwing the football. Right? I think we all agree on this. Jared Goff the last 2 weeks has been a statue. He's been inaccurate, turnover prone. I could go on and on and on about the bad things he has done. But to start the year, he was hot. He did throw those interceptions, but he was moving the ball downfield. Very effective on third down. Really, the early down situations, you saw the play action really working because you had to respect DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. But, Maz, Jared Goff, what do you got to see out of him today?
I got to see him bounce back. Like you said, I want to see that Seattle game out of him. I want to see it out of T.J. Hockenson as well. And you get a full complement. You get Amon-Ra St. Brown. Last week went out in the first series, wound up not a concussion, but he had to go in concussion protocol because he was kind of knocked a little senseless there. It is football, by the way. But he is back and ready to go. Josh Reynolds looks like he is ready to play. And the main guy is DeAndre Swift. And to get him back is tremendous. He is the straw that stirs this offense, Booner. There's no question in my mind. And I tell you, you go back all these years, back to 2018, when the Lions won against Miami, 32-21. These two teams don't play each other a lot. But you have Kerryon Johnson, who was your horse back then, going for 154 yards.
Yep. You
need that, man. It just opens up the entire offense.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's something you look at. DeAndre Swift today, he's back, and that's exactly what you want out of him, is you want Swift to be able to produce today. And the same thing, I'm looking at that for Amon-Ra St. Brown. I want him to have one of those games that he's had at the start the season. But I'm with you, Maz. I think it starts with the ground game. It's going to start with the ground game today. We get DeAndre Swift back. He has to have a big game versus Dolphins defense for us to be able to compete. And like you said, the Kerryon Johnson, 158 yards. Hopefully we get that out of DeAndre Swift today. That would be really nice. That would be awesome.
I just need him to stay healthy, stay on the damn field. And, there's rumors out there that and tell me I'm not true here, Adam. He was hurt. Maybe he's one of those guys that don't want to get on the field unless he's 100%. And, you hear these rumors that he's not feeling it because you saw Deuce Staley in the beginning of the year on Hard Knocks. Get on him. You got to want to be on that field. So I don't know. You think this guy plays with injuries, or do you think he's one of those guys that, hey, I'm not playing until I'm 100%?
Who am I to judge somebody's personal preference, right?
Pain
tolerance, what comfort level.
Well, I'm just asking you.
Again, I know, but in the NFL, it's such a short-lived game, such a short-lived career. It's a 4-year average career span. I don't know how I feel about it. Obviously, if this was another team's player, I probably wouldn't care as much. The fact that it is the Lions running back, he is honestly one of the better running backs in the NFL when he's on the field. The problem is he's never on the field. He's always hurt, and he's not willing to go out there when he's maybe 85%. I think that is concerning. Look, I'm not asking my running back to put his life out on the line. If he has let's say, something that's fractured or is almost, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, to be honest with you, because I don't want to sit here and have a conversation about DeAndre Swift when he's like one of the least of my concerns, given it's the NFL.
Why is he the least of your concerns?
Because
he plays like 40%
can draft a running back
games.
Every other year in the late
Here you go.
Late
You want to draft again.
You have to.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but you have the guy.
Who are the 10-year backs? It doesn't exist anymore, right? So every 2-3 years, you're going to have to invest in a running back anyways. DeAndre Swift, for what he's worth, he's so dynamic, so explosive. I can say so many good things about him. He's never on the field.
Right.
And for a Detroit Lions team that is struggling on offense right now, that is struggling to run the football, that is struggling really to have some home run type plays, which he provides. And him not on the field is a detriment to the football team. He needs to play, and congratulations, he's finally healthy now.
We think.
You think he probably gets banged up. Who knows? Is he on a snap count today? I don't get it. I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what his issues are. I just know that playing with an injury is difficult, especially at that level. But again, Saquon Barkley playing with a banged up shoulder the other week. That's easily a part of your body that can get re-injured at that position. He's out there playing. He's going to the medical tent.
Well, Swift had the shoulder and the knee, and the leg. So the guy gets banged up a lot. Just stay on the field.
Banged up.
Just stay on the field. And I think the main thing is Amon-Ra St. Brown's got to play and stay healthy. He gets this offense going as well. Him and Swift together on the field, I think it's going to be huge. I think the Lions win today, to be honest with you.
Really?
I do.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm kind of on Maz's side here. I think there's a chance. I think they're at least going to get the ball in the fourth quarter with an opportunity to win the game. And I look at it as a gambling side when I look at the line that it's sitting at 3.5. So that's kind of where I look at it. I think Vegas thinks that they have an opportunity to be in the game. I think it's going to come down to the last possession, kind of like in the Philadelphia week 1 when, they just needed to get a third down stop to get the ball back to go get a field goal and tie the game. I think it comes down to that. I'm hoping that this defense gets that stop and gives our offense a chance to go win the game.
I'll tell you what. God bless you both.
I truly believe it.
Look, I'm not upset about it. Miami is an offense that struggles, especially later on in the games. You see them last week against Pittsburgh. The first 2-3 drives, they were fast. They were ahead of the curve. They were playing with pace. It was all scripted. That's all scripted offense. All right, now teams have made adjustments. What are we going to do? And then they start to settle down, and the game really dragged on. They should have closed it out probably midway into the third quarter. They didn't. It bled on late. Pittsburgh went down through an interception and the game. But my point is, every team has a weakness. And what I would like to see today that would maybe allow what you're saying and what you're saying to come true is coaching adjustments. A coach who sees that Tua Tagovailoa struggles out of the script. So if you can survive the early onslaught of a Tyreek Hill, a Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert in the run game, if you can survive, if you can just throw a few jabs for every hook they're giving you and just try to stay in the fight, yeah, I think to your guys' point, there is an opportunity today. They are 4-3. Granted, they are 4-0 with Tua starting when he finishes the game.
Right.
So that they are a tough team to beat. That defense is no joke. But
Mike McDaniels,
I think there's an opportunity today. And I don't mean that in a cliche way, any given Sunday. I do think the Lions pose certain threats offensively that the Miami defense will have problems with.
This was one of the wins I had penciled in at the beginning of the year. I had the Dolphin game, and I had them winning this game. So, don't laugh. I had them splitting with Green Bay, splitting with Minnesota, and splitting with the Bears. I still think there's some wins out there, Boone.
Yeah, I'm with you. And, I mean, all of those picks you had, splitting with the Vikings, I mean, we barely lost that game, obviously. Yeah. We were the better team that day. So there's an opportunity there. We know what the Packers are, right? Like, we know how they are this season. So that could, we can easily get a win out of that. Not easily, but a split there isn't out of the question at this point. But I'm Maz. I am 100% with you. I think they have an opportunity to win the game today. I think they need to do it. Dan Campbell has to show us. Make some adjustments, like Adham said. Show us you can game plan. Show us what you can do against Tua. You had a kind of a script from last week versus Tua with the Steelers, like Adham said. I don't see how you don't make this a close game. The spread is at 3.5. Vegas knows something that we do as well, that they can keep it close, and I think they do.
By the way, the spread last night was 22 to 22.5.
Brutal.
How do you win by 22 points in a football game? How does Vegas know 22 points
it's brutal.
Is the difference? And that's what the freaking spread of last night's Michigan State game. I mean, 22? You don't make 22 points in football.
They don't lose, Maz. They don't lose.
That's why they're in business. Unbelievable.
That's why they're in business.
That's why.
Unbelievable.
They know, man.
All right, look, when we get back, challenges the Lions will face against the Miami Dolphins. DeAndre Swift, Amon-Ra St. Brown, both back today. We'll hear from Dan Campbell. We'll hear his thoughts on having to win the game. A lot more coming up. But before we go, let's check in with Stick over at the Cuervo Zone. Stick?
We are live at the Brass Rail inside the Cuervo Zone. My name is Stick from WoodwardSports.com. I got a special guy with me. His name is Steve. Where are you from, Steve?
Pittsburgh. We come up. We're season ticket holders for the Lions.
How long have you been a diehard Lions fan like that?
Well, my dad used to watch Thanksgiving. We didn't eat our Thanksgiving dinner till the Lions game was over. My son got me Lions tickets for Thanksgiving for a Christmas present, and we've been coming up. It's 10 years now.
And are you from Detroit or Pittsburgh?
No, I'm born and raised in Pittsburgh.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you have the Steelers, man. You could root for the Steelers and you pick the Lions?
Still do that, but we like coming up. The people up here have been great to us, so we come up all the time.
Well, and you said you follow WoodwardSports.com on everywhere?
Every day, yeah.
We love that. Well,
TV up.
What's your son's name?
Chad. He's standing right over there.
Oh, nice. Hi to Chad. All right, got to ask you, the game today. First of all, has the season gone like you thought it was going to go?
You want me to answer that with a straight face?
You know how we do at Woodward Sports.
No, it's BS.
So what?
There's got to be some changes made.
Like coaching changes made?
Yes. Hey, like we were talking, Sean Payton's sitting out there. Give him all the money you want and get him in here.
You know, we wrote an article about that kind of fired some people up.
Yeah, I like it.
Sean Payton, next head coach of the Detroit Lions. You heard it right here.
And if you want me to be the GM, I'll be the GM.
Hey, I'll take that too, man. Thank you for driving up. Score prediction for today.
Lions 27-24.
So the Lions are going to get the win? After all that, they're going to get the win?
Yeah.
I love it.
Clean house. Let's go.
Clean a house. That's it. Hey, thank you so
yeah.
much. We're live at the Brass Rail. You can hear the DJ in the background. It's a party downtown Detroit today. My name is Stick with WoodwardSports.com. Back to you, Adam.
All right, appreciate it, Stick. We'll be right back in just a minute. When we get back, more Detroit Lions, Miami Dolphins talk. We got to get into the coverage. What do we think will happen? What challenges the Lions face? That and so much more. We'll be back in just a second.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
All right, the Detroit Lions are 1-5, hosting the 4-3 Miami Dolphins, who, after a 3-game losing streak, bounced back last week, beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're looking to reclaim their, quote, dominance in the NFL, especially in the AFC, where the Buffalo Bills are winning almost every other game, really every game. They're hosting the Packers this week, so that should be fun.
That's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, we'll go around the NFC North a little later, but for now, Amon-Ra St. Brown is back. DeAndre Swift is back. Let's hear from Dan Campbell on the Detroit Lions heading into this week.
It would be good. I mean, those two guys can account for a lot of offense, a lot of production in our offense. So, having both of them back is a big jolt. And look, I would say this too, Reynolds is out there practicing yesterday, which was good, and he's going to get another day's work. And that's really the first time in 2 or 3 weeks we've had him in practice per se. He's really been walked through, and then he's gone into play. So I know at this point this is the best he's felt in a while. So that helps. Those 3 players, to have them, certainly it's going to help more than it hurts, I can tell you that.
Heck yeah, man. I mean, you get a full complement of this offense back. This is an offense that was scheduled, that was scoring in the 30s. You remember it. Remember what Jared Goff and those guys did against Seattle? I remember Hawkinson. Now you get a full complement. This team can play offense, man. They really can. It's just a shame they don't have the depth right now. So you got to take it. You got to take for what you get. And if you got a full complement of your offensive weapons, you got to give it your best shot. The defense, I was so impressed last week how the defense played. That's what I'm most interested in. How does because I know the offense is going to play good today. I do. The defense is the kick here.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. We saw last week versus Dallas too. The defense kind of showed up a little bit, at least for
a lot.
Yeah, and it was something we aren't used to having. And I think I talked about it earlier this week. If we have a game where the offense that we have Amon-Ra and DeAndre Swift, all of these guys healthy, and then the defense is playing like they did in Dallas this last week, I mean, I'm excited to see what this team can do if they have a full package, especially versus a Dolphins team like this. And then if you want to even add in a third part of that, Dan Campbell making the right decisions, right? If you add all of those together, we could see a pretty good football team today. And Maz, I think that comes to the point to where they can win the game if that defense did what they did last week.
Heck yeah.
And now, like Coach Dan Campbell said, that offense is running on full cylinders with everyone back healthy. I can't wait. I actually can't wait to see it.
Here's the kicker, man. This ain't the Cowboys' offense. This is a better offense than the Cowboys. All right, you got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. The running backs are suspect. And you got a guy in Tua that you don't know how healthy he is, and you don't know how long he could stay in the game, Adam.
Well, let me ask you guys this. One offensive touchdown allowed against New England. They hold their own against Dallas, especially that first half. 5 turnovers by the offense in the second half really just kills the defense. But, again, it's just a different story every week. One week it's the offense. And then one week, Maz, it's special teams.
Yeah.
And then the next week, it's the coaching decisions. And then next week, it's the defense.
Yeah, no doubt.
And again, I can live with losing in the NFL, right? You're going to lose football games. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the NFL. You are considered a very good head coach if you win 56, 57, 58% of your games, right?
Sounds like it.
So here we are.
Except for Jim Caldwell.
Bump. God, leave me alone, man. It's Sunday. Having said that, where I'm at is, when are you going to put a full game together? Right? The only time they've done it under Dan Campbell was against Arizona last year at home. Forget the idea of them even doing it on the road. They get 2 home games now. You get Miami, you get Green Bay, and I believe it's on the road to the Bears, and then back home for Thanksgiving.
Wow,
you got
that
3
quick already.
Of your next 4 home games are home, and then it is a ton of away games after.
Sure.
So it's not getting any easier for this team. Fundamental special teams. I'm sorry. Going into the week against New England, I'm not trying to pull old wounds right now, but hear me out.
Yeah.
When one of the greatest head coaches ever says they have a weapon on special teams and you refuse to punt, football doesn't have to be this hard. We don't need to see 4th and 6, 4th and 3s, 4th and 1s. Punt the football, play field position. Look at Denver right now. Denver is down 10-7. They have been dominated all game. And you know what's kept them in it?
Their
Special
D.
teams.
And their D.
And, of course, their defense, don't get me wrong, but special teams. You're not making any mistakes. 1 Russell Wilson interception, you can live with it. But you get my point here. Punting when you have to. Taking 3 when you need it. Michigan, last night, 5 field goals in a rivalry game at home against Michigan State. You think that's acceptable? No, it's not. But you know what? You need the points. And it added up and added up and added up. And a 1-possession game became a 10-point game in 2 possessions. And then 13 points. And then 19 points. And then 22 points. And that's how you win football games. Score. Just give.
Kicking usually loses, you know.
Just take what
Kicking field goals usually lose you games. You know that.
But Michigan's defense, I mean,
that's
totally.
That's a different story.
But you get where I'm going with it, though. You got to take even Bill Belichick and Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
They were taking 3 against the Detroit Lions. There are moments. There are moments where you just have to suck it up and say, "We'll get them next time."
We had Bailey Zappi, a rookie quarterback, and they didn't pin him back. They gave him the ball at the 50-yard line. I mean, they made things easy for him. Last week, the Bears kind of made things easy for Zappi, giving him midfield. He scored a couple touchdowns. Lucky for the Chicago Bears that they came back and wound up winning that game, I'm interested to see how they play today, and we'll go to the NFC North here in a minute. But when you get a quarterback like Geno Smith, who really was unproven when he came into Detroit here, and I mean unproven all these years, this year he's looking like Pete Carroll is putting him in the perfect situation. And if you look at Russell Wilson now, who just completed another pass down to the goal line, it was a tight end, by the way. It was not Judy. Just in case you wanted to know, or Cortland Sutton, Adam. Russell Wilson was put in a great situation by Pete Carroll all those years. So it is the coaching. It truly is. But when you get a guy like Bailey Zappi and Geno Smith, you got to, like you said, kick the ball. Don't go maybe on 4th down too much. 4th and 9 was inexcusable, obviously, against New England. This is a new game. I'm willing to turn the page, and I want to see how these guys respond to Dan Campbell going forward. You got to put 1 win on the ledger to get it going again.
I think last week was a really good example of the special team situation. I mean, even with like Jack Fox, you're punting the ball, giving your defense a chance. I mean, all the way up until the 4th quarter, I mean, you're playing that game to where your special teams is a big deal. You're kicking field goals, you're punting the ball and trusting your defense. and it's a 10-6 game going into the fourth quarter, to where you still have a chance to win the game. Unlike versus the Patriots, you're basically out of it. You're not punting the ball. You're not kicking field goals. You're going for it. You're turning the ball over on downs. You're not giving your defense or anyone a chance to win the game at all. I mean, and I think it's a perfect example in Dallas last week when you go into the fourth quarter with a 10-6 game. Obviously, you want to convert those field goals into touchdowns. We all want to do that. But when you have the opportunity, I still think, punting the ball, kicking the field goals, taking the points, gives you an opportunity to still win the game.
Melvin Gordon from 1 yard out. Broncos 13-10 leader. They're going to try the extra point here in London. Hopefully you start as your fantasy players in this game, if you have anybody from these two teams. Travis Etienne, obviously.
I love it. All right, look, here's what we got on the slate today. Coming up 11:30, we'll go around the NFL for the injury report and actives. 11:45 around the NFC North. Vikings and the Cards. It's my favorite game of the weekend, by the way.
The Vikings and the Cards. Something smells in that game.
I got the Cards.
Yeah, me too.
I got the
Cards. Because the spread's too low.
Spread's too low.
Spread's way
9
too low.
consecutive losses on the road. I love it. I love it. Packers at the Bills. I got the Bills. Obviously, the Bears, I believe, play the Cowboys. They'll lose by 70. Who knows? But I've been doubting the Bears all year, and they keep proving me wrong. And you know what? You don't want to talk about being wrong about something?
Yeah.
I gave Matt Eberflus a lot of heat early
He's really
on.
turned it out, man.
He is putting his football team in positions to win.
Yeah.
And again, I can't say much when a coach does his job and his team goes out, finishes the job. He's getting them up to play. They're not committing many penalties. They're not turning the ball over as much. They're forcing turnovers. They're doing all the right things. I can't believe I'm saying nice things about the Bears. Having said that, let's check in with Stick one more time at the Cuervo Zone, and then we'll come back with Dan Campbell and his comments on having to win this week.
We are live inside the Cuervo Zone, Brass Rail, Lions home game. Lions taking on the Miami Dolphins. My name is Stick with WoodwardSports.com. What's your name?
Jenna.
Jenna, where are you from?
Rochester.
It's a tough question. I know, it's a very tough question.
Sometimes I forget.
Who you here with?
My two friends, Caitlin and Chelsea.
Are you girls going to the game?
Absolutely.
Is this your first game this season?
No.
No? Which other game did you go to?
We went to the last home game.
Did they win?
No.
Damn it.
I know.
Do you think they're going to win today?
Probably not, but we can hope.
So why are you a Lions fan then?
Born and raised.
Doesn't it suck? Like, we're born into this. There's nothing we can do.
We can't get out of it.
It's
in the blood.
It's a bad relationship, but we just cannot get out of it.
It's like one of those toxic relationships. You just keep going back to it every time.
Yeah, the Lions are just so hot. They keep drawing me back in.
I know.
Who's your favorite Lion?
St. Brown.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, he's the man. I like Hawkinson. That's my dude.
Oh, okay, fair.
He's got to have a big game today.
We're hoping.
And then DeAndre Swift is also playing today for the first time in a long time.
I know.
You gotta look forward to that. All right, we're going to go do some Cuervo shots. You ready for Cuervo shots?
Absolutely.
All right, it's the Cuervo Zone live at Brass Rail. My name is Stick. They're going to the game today. If they get a win, you got to come back and party with us for the post game right here, okay?
Okay.
Done. We'll see you at the post game. Back to you, Adam.
All right, look, Sheila Ford Hamp, center of attention all week, comes out, makes a public statement, which I find funny, but I don't want to talk about it right now. I want to hear what Dan Campbell has to say about what happened this week.
But I also know the reality. I mean, we got to win. I mean, there's still urgency here. I mean, that's not, that's never changed. This is, I mean, we know what kind of business we're in. I know what kind of business I'm in, and I know that the patience only goes so long. So, look, we're trying to get one this week, and then after that takes place, then you go get the next one. But I mean, it's all about winning. I mean, we're not trying to kick the can down the road. We're not trying to say any of that. I mean, we've got a team here that I know can win, and it's my job to get them there.
All right, well, you guys probably heard Maz and really Dan Campbell in that video, but Dan Campbell appreciates Sheila coming out, supporting the team, supporting what they're doing, what they're working on. He acknowledges they have to win. That's great and all. It's all talk.
Yeah,
and I don't mean to sound so rude.
It's coach talk, but that's all he's got to say. I mean, let's face it. What can the guy say?
Nothing.
Like we've been talking about it the whole time. It's either the offense is something's wrong with that, the defense something's wrong with that, special teams something's wrong with that, and coaching during the game. There are bad decisions that he has made and his staff has made, and they have not looked like they're all on the same page. this year. She came out and said, look, I'm happy with who we went out and got. We went out and did a thorough search. We turned over every rock that there was. We did our homework. We got Brad Holmes. We got Dan Campbell. They hired Dan Campbell first, then, of course, Brad Holmes after
really
that.
Did their homework there.
Well, that's what she said, and she's like, I'm backing what we did. So the owner, I appreciate her coming out and saying what she did. She stood up, and she took the bullet. She did. Now, Dan Campbell and this team has got to show up and show her that they did make the right move in hiring him. I know you don't think it's the right move. Boone, how about you?
I know. I think it is the right move, and I've been very vocal that I think he's going to be. I don't see how he's not back next year. Her coming out and saying that shows that she trusts him. She trusts Brad Holmes. She trusts these guys. And that's what you want to see in the ownership, that they trust these. And I know we've been going through it for so long in the process of trying to come back and all these different rebuilds. But I do think you have to keep giving them a chance. I spoke about it with Easy before, but I think Dan Campbell, like for an example, with this Vikings game, Dan Campbell had this a worse roster in the game versus a better roster in Minnesota, right? I think there's still an aspect of that he's bringing these guys out there, motivating them, having these guys ready to play. He's just not making the right decisions when it comes down to it.
So he's a turd.
But yeah, but that's something that he needs to fix. We all know that. I think by the end of the season, like a game like today,
he's 23
what are the
games
decisions
in.
he makes today?
Again, he's 23 games in. He hasn't learned from any of his mistakes. He's still doing the same old stuff. And again, I could live with it if he was winning football games. And you know what? I could live with it if he was even losing. But the fact that you have 1 win this season, 3 all of last year, you're on pace to win less than 3 games this year. I'm sorry. You don't get the benefit of the doubt 23 games into your coaching career. And you had another 7 or 8 or however many it was out in Miami. Motivation, players like him, they feel good. That's all really
Hey, he's
really
playing
nice.
against his old team today.
I have Joy Bell and even Rob Sims coming in here, telling all of us about how awesome it was to play for Jim Caldwell. That's great. You know what I would love? I would love to win. You know, let's talk about it. Maybe a division title. Haven't had that since it was the Central. How about a playoff win? Haven't had that since '91.
The Buccaneers have won this division more than the Lions have won this division, and they haven't been in it in 25 years.
To me. And no, I'm not trying to it's not every coach gets this type of pressure. But when you win 4 games in your first 23 attempts, and you have Brian Daboll out there winning 6 of his first 7, you have Robert Saleh 5-2 this year. You have Arthur Smith, who was 10-14 in his career. You don't get a free pass just because your situation is different than others. Your job is to win. When I'm brought into a job, and let's say my job is to manage the line at Ford Motor Company. Who knows? My job is to make sure everything is being done correctly and we're executing, and that we're getting the results we want to get. And if we don't get the results, you know who gets fired? Me. We got to stop being so nice. Having said that, we'll take a quick break. When we get back, the inactives list comes out. Inactives. Amon-Ra St. Brown officially active.
Yes.
Finally.
Let's go.
You made me scared. I had to look at the inactives here. I thought he was going to be on the inactive list.
Good news for my fantasy football team.
Yeah.
Having said that, we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we'll hear from Spencer out at Ford Field.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
All right, let's be honest here. Injury report comes out, inactives. Let's start with Amon-Ra St. Brown being active, thank God.
And Swift.
Freak injury last week. Freak injury.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a concussion. He was in protocol. He got through it all. But let's go to the inactives list.
You got it.
You're missing Matt Nelson, Iffy, Chase Lucas, Mike Hughes, Charles Harris, Deshaun Elliott, Michael Brockers. The return of John Kaminsky.
That's big, too.
It's huge. It's a big deal. You saw it last week play out the way it did. Aiden Hutchinson in a 2-point stance is a completely different player. And you want to talk about things that make me upset? The fact that you have a fan base on Twitter, from Michigan to the Detroit Lions fan base, telling you, hey, this kid is better standing up, and it takes you 7 weeks to figure it out off a bye week. I'm sorry. Like, I have little patience for the little things that everybody can acknowledge and notice. Having said that, Kaminsky's been phenomenal. Aleem McNeil's been playing well. Aiden Hutchinson, you saw really reborn last week against Dallas, getting pressures, getting to the quarterback, finally getting home, supporting the run. You want to beat Tua? You want to stop Miami from getting comfortable early? We talk about this every week. I'm going to sound like a broken record here. Get after the quarterback, Maz. That's all you got to do.
No doubt about it, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do off that Dallas game. I was impressed last week. So we'll see. The Dolphins are a different challenge. They got the better wide receivers than the Cowboys. I know they have CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup, but Jaden Waddle and Tyreek Hill, that's a big difference. But I want to go over to Boone. You got something on the Dolphins today? What are the inactives there?
They have a few inactives. The two biggest ones probably Myles Gaskin and safety Eric Rowe are both out today. I don't think that's going to make a huge difference, especially when it comes down, to our end. But I do want to touch on what Adam's saying, Maz is saying about getting after the quarterback. I mean, we saw it last week. I want to see more consistency when it comes down to that today, right? Like we saw last week them get after Dak a little bit with Pascal back, with Aiden given that pressure. That's going to be huge today. Get after Tua, get him to get the ball out of his hands as quick as possible, because it's going to be tough to guard Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. So, yeah, those are the two inactives kind of. There's a couple more with the Dolphins here. Those are the two main ones. No one really big out for the Dolphins today. Obviously, Myles Gaskin kind of back up there right now. Right. He doesn't get a ton of touches anymore. And Eric Rowe, they're kind of their starting safety. He is out as well today.
I'm definitely going to key in on Josh Pascal today. I mean, last week at the beginning of that game, he was a beast. That was at the beginning of the game. You really didn't hear his name after that, but he didn't play any football since last November.
Look how quickly all the complaining goes away.
Yeah, I was one of them.
Well, no, don't hear me out. I'm not talking from an individual level. But what I'm saying is,
I don't like drafting injured players. I just don't.
I get it.
I hope the kid is a superstar.
But think about it. 2 weeks ago, it was the panic button. Brad Holmes you're questioning Brad Holmes. What's going on? Brad Holmes can't draft anybody. Oh, my God. And then suddenly, oh, wait. Pascal goes out. Difference maker. Impact player. Kaminsky does well. It gets more out of Aiden Hutchinson. Aleem McNeil has a better game. Suddenly, everybody around you is having a better game.
Yep.
Now, Jeff Okudah comes out 15 tackles. Hell of a game.
He was a stud.
So you're having it all come together. And if I just close my eyes and I read you a list of players that are starting and contributing, not all of them are Pro Bowlers, okay? Not all of them can be all Pro, Hall of Fame type players. But you got Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown. You now got Malcolm Rodriguez, who, look, he's not the best linebacker, but
he's a damn good linebacker. He's involved in a lot of the tackles. Yep. He puts himself out there.
He's the definition of getting helmets on the ball, right?
Yep. He ball hawks.
So you like it.
He's
you don't mind it.
He's
Kirby Joseph now is getting a lot of time out there.
He needs time.
He'll get better.
Yeah.
I do believe so as well.
Jerry Jacobs is back.
You get Jerry Jacobs, an undrafted free agent last year, I believe.
He was a stud last year.
So many pieces.
He got hurt.
This gentleman, Brad Holmes, is brought to the table. He's the last guy I'm questioning at the moment. Do you want to bring up free agency and talk about it not being enough? Sure, nobody's perfect. Having said that, the talent's there. You're probably going to have 7 or 8 starters, legitimate starters, just from his first 2 drafts. If you're a good GM, you haul 2 a year. He's going to have 8 in his first 2 drafts.
Well,
that's dependent on Jameson Williams.
Well, that's because they had no one on the team. It's easier to put people on a team.
You know what? The Seattle Seahawks are starting 6 rookies right now. They're doing just fine.
They are.
The Falcons are starting 4. The Giants are starting 6. Yes, Maz. Yes, you're right. Both things can be true. But it is everywhere around the league that the young players are coming in. And the NFL, I know if you can play right away. Baker Mayfield, you knew from the beginning it probably wasn't going to work out.
You did?
He never looked the same. He was never one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm talking from an expectation standpoint, not what he delivered. You know, typically right away, guys are able to walk in the league right away. First year, pop off. This is the NFL. So I think Brad Holmes has done a really good job. You're going to see it again out on the field today against Miami. Pascal, what's his role today? Is he going to be able to get after Tua Tagovailoa? Are they going to be able to contain him? I have a lot of questions, but at the same time, confidence, given, yes, the team is now healthier. You're going to see a better product out on the field. Can they go out and win? That's always going to be the question.
Just a quick update in London. 14-10 Denver right now. 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Jacksonville's got the ball back, so we'll keep you posted. Jacksonville does not close games well, by the way. We'll see what happens in this game. Trayvon Walker is pretty good today so far. So there he is. You're always going to compare Trayvon Walker with Aiden Hutchinson. But the combo that Brad Holmes took, he took Hutchinson and he took Pascal for a reason. So let's hope
they did that the year prior.
Yep,
They doubled down on McNeil and Levi. Look, I know Levi didn't work out, but you're seeing a trend with this GM and this staff of, you know what? What are the most important positions in the NFL? Getting after the quarterback, protecting your quarterback. Got that with Penei Sewell.
Yep.
Getting after the quarterback, Pascal potentially. Hutchinson looks good so far.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I like a lot of things, but it's got to result in wins on the field.
Yep.
That's where I'm at. Boone.
But let me ask you this: if he's doing, I'm sorry, Boone, I'll get you in a second. Are you happy as a Lion fan? Let's go the rest of the season out. Let's say they win 3 more games for the rest of this year. That would give them 4-13 for the season. But stay with me. They play hard and they're in every game. Don't you think Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell kind of got together, obviously with ownership, Chris Spielman involved, all of that, and said, look, we don't want to win this year. We have another draft or 2 before we can really become competitive. So look what the Colts are doing. They are benching Matt Ryan. Okay? They're putting a scout quarterback in Sam Ehlinger as their quarterback. They are basically tanking because Jim Irsay met with them last week, met with Chris Ballard, and met with Frank Reich, and he said, I'm done with this crap. We're not going to win the way it is. Matt Ryan isn't what he used to be. Probably still could win some games, no doubt, but they are tanking. Do you think the Lions, in their own way, are tanking so they get another high draft pick? Hopefully the Rams fall on their face and they get 3 out of the top 36 players on that team, including a quarterback next season.
I'll tell you why I think no. Okay? In the NFL, you can't afford to tank. Dan Campbell can't be 4. What is it? No, not 4.
Why are the Colts starting Sam Ehlinger?
Because Matt Ryan.
Is he better than Matt Ryan?
Matt Ryan sucks.
No, he doesn't.
I would say Sam Ehlinger might surprise some people. I've been on that take all week.
He'll shock me.
I'm telling you, when the Colts go out and win today, we're going to be having a different
Let's
conversation.
talk at the end of the year when they have 5 wins.
Maybe that is the case. But, again, Maz, you can't tank when you have Darius Leonard, or Shaq Leonard now, excuse me, changed his name, Michael Pittman, Jonathan Taylor, that offensive line. They went out and acquired Matt Ryan because they thought they could compete in the AFC. Clearly they're struggling. Matt Ryan is really bad at the moment. Maybe they see something in the kid. I don't know.
2 weeks ago.
I'm not involved in the Colts organization, but what I'll tell you about Dan is you can't afford, Maz, to have 22 losses racked up on your resume in your first 2 seasons. 23, 24 losses. Nobody can afford that. Because you know what's going to happen year 3? If they're 7-10, 8-9, what do fans, or what are they going to sit here and say? Oh, we're getting there. We're so close. That's not how it works. You're going to watch Brian Daboll potentially win the NFC East, probably be a wild card team instead. You're going to watch Robert Saleh fight teeth and nail to get into an AFC wild card position.
Yeah.
These coaches,
they're more ready than the Lions.
Arthur Smith today, when the Falcons beat the Carolina Panthers, will be 4-4, and they'll be top of their division in a division that features the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who I was told before the season were contenders, playoff teams, and they were going to win it all. Now, having said that's only for a week that they're going to be top of the division, but again, progress, Maz. They're showing something with Marcus Mariota as their quarterback, Kyle Pitts regressing in his second year, no wide receivers, no offensive line, Cordero Patterson on IR. What, Grady is the only good defensive player? Okay, wait, let me not forget A.J. Terrell. There are two really good players on defense. Again, it's just the excuses after the excuses after the excuses that I can't buy into.
That's fine, but I see what I see. He didn't sign any big free agents. They brought back a team last year, almost in whole, that won 3 games. Okay, what does that tell you? Was that team good? No, it was a team that was already knew the system, and they were going to just go through. I mean, let's face it. Alex Anzalone he penned a tweet to Lion fans last year. At the end of the year, he's like, man, I had a great time here in Detroit. Thank you for having me. He had no idea that they were going to bring him back again. He thought his career in Detroit was over. And what are people complaining about? They always complain about Alex Anzalone. What a terrible linebacker, blah, blah, blah. He's one of your captains. He is back. They brought the same team back, man. They brought the same team. You're not going to win with Jared Goff. You're just not. And the crappy part of this is they didn't draft a freaking quarterback that they probably could have put in now, like Malik Willis, who's going to play today.
God help me.
God help me. I hope he stays in one piece, first of all. I hope he doesn't embarrass himself. I hope he just hangs in there. But they don't even have a guy that they could have brought in. They don't even have a backup. They were going to re-sign, what's his name, that got picked up by the Vikings. Who got picked up by?
David Blau.
David Blau.
Yep.
They had to bring back Tim Boyle, who they cut. They don't even have a backup quarterback plan.
I hear what you're saying, Maz. I don't think they're purposely trying to tank this year. I don't think they're going to try and do that. I'm with Adam where it's like they have to show some progress. They have to win football games.
They will win
They can't go through another year of just saying, hey, we're just going to tank and go for a quarterback. And on the point, too, with Jared Goff, he's not going to win you game. Like, he's not going to take you, and he's not your future. That is far. If you're saying he is, that is just idiotic. Like, it's just not smart. But Maz, the Malik Willis situation, Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, they came out in the summer and they said after the draft, they didn't fall in love with the quarterback. If you want to trust that they're going to tank and they're going to do different things like that to build this whole organization up to what it needs to be, you have to trust that. If they didn't fall in love with their quarterback this last draft, wait until next year because they're probably going to find that guy that they fall in love with.
What does Bill Belichick?
You have to wait until they fall in love with the guy.
Bill Belichick takes a quarterback almost every other draft.
I agree with Maz on this, actually. Look, I didn't want a quarterback from this draft class. Let me just clarify so we're on the same page.
So you didn't want Bailey Zappi?
I didn't want anybody.
Bailey Zappi could have been your backup quarterback.
No, I did prefer Kirby Joseph. Just let me explain this with you because I do agree with you. If I'm taking a quarterback, I'm going all in. Does that make sense? The Flyer quarterback, Bill Belichick, look, okay, sure, he flipped Jimmy G for a second-round pick. I get it. But Jared Goff, there was no reason he couldn't come into this season, in my opinion, and lead this team to 6-7 wins. He had the weapons around him. He had the offensive line. He still could. I doubt it. Having said that, you're cutting him at the end of this year, and you're saving that $25 million.
Yep.
I don't care what anybody says.
You're not cutting him. He's going to be on the team next year.
There's $25 million available. If the Lions do end up sucking the rest of the year, and they're picking one or two, they're going to take Stroud or Young, and that's going to be the conversation, and you're going to start that rookie quarterback. That's what's going to end up happening. And if that's the case,
dumb.
You're
Look
cutting
at poor
Jared
Justin
Goff.
Fields, how he's struggling. He's finally taking the next step.
If you were a coach, let's say you're a head coach. Hear me out. You're a head coach, okay? I hire you in the offseason. We cut Jared Goff, all right? This is the Lions football team. And I told you, Maz, that I just saved $25 million on the cap where I'll go get veteran defensive pieces, okay? And what I'm going to do is number 1 overall pick, I'm going to take a quarterback, Maz, that we like and we agree on. And that number 1 overall pick is going to have one of the best offensive lines in football, one of the best backfields in football.
What backfield?
He's
not staying healthy.
Okay, regardless.
So he doesn't have a running game.
You have a guy who's watching Netflix coming into the game and doing fine. Any running back can go in and have success with that offensive line.
Not really.
You have Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamison Williams, I don't want to say much about Hockenson because I don't think he's lived up to expectations. But regardless, you have pieces where Justin Fields is playing with what? David Montgomery, Darnell Mooney, and no offensive line?
Khalil Herbert looks good.
It is a much better situation in Detroit for a young quarterback than any other situation I could argue in the league.
A situation like Jalen Hurts, he comes right in. He's basically, he sits a couple games, but he starts in those first couple years, and he has that offensive line. He has the weapons now around him, and now look at the success he's having. If you bring in a guy like Bryce Young to where he has the offensive line, he has the Amon-Ra, hopefully he has running backs to work with. I think you can see success in kind of building from a foundation up with a young quarterback and kind of moving forward in that scenario.
All right, well, let's do this. It's 11:50. Let's hear from Aaron Glenn on Jeff Okudah and Aiden Hutchinson. We'll go to Aaron Glenn in a little bit. When we get back after that, we'll take a break. When we get back, we'll go around the NFC North, and then we got to hear from Matty Miller in a little bit.
And I will say this about this player. He's a very instinctive player. And listen, sometimes guys they feel it. And when they feel it, man, go make the play. And that's who he is. And we're giving him that freedom to do that. And that showed up. I mean, one of the rushes that he had, he made the spin move when he should have been containing, but he spun, actually made sure he got outside and still made a play on the quarterback. And he did it again against the run. So he knows what his job is, right? So, but he just have to make sure that when you go make these plays, you better finish them, because I'm going to be pissed if you don't. Well, first off, I never want a corner to have 15 tackles. That's just me. But he is a physical player. And when you have his mindset, those things can happen. But I'll tell you what, that player did. He showed up, man. And he's tough as nails. He loves the one-on-one matchup. Is he always going to win him? No. I mean, that's just the life of a corner. But he's trending in the right direction for us. And each week, you just see his confidence just getting, just growing higher and higher. And we have to keep him that way. And we have to make sure we do the things that allows him to be in that zone that he's in.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Matty Miller here with your Detroit Lions pregame report. The Lions are desperately looking to snap a 4-game losing streak today, but it's not going to be an easy one. While we saw a lot of improvement in the defense last week, they are going up against a major battle in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. It'll be crucial for the defense not to let that ball go over their heads. The offense is getting a bit of a boost today. DeAndre Swift and Amon-Ra St. Brown are expected to play. Swift returning after a 3-game hiatus due to a shoulder injury. Dan Campbell also seemed confident that Josh Reynolds would play today as well. The Lions did pull up 2 wide receivers from the practice squad yesterday in Maurice Alexander and Stanley Berryhill. Another roster move, Michael Badgley has earned his spot as the kicker for today's game. That's all I have for you right now. I'll keep you posted as more news comes in.
You're back, buddy.
God dang it. Travis Etienne, an 18-yard run.
Let's go.
Called back for offensive holding.
Oh man. Is he over 100?
God, he's over. He's at $130 right now.
All right.
Yeah, at least we get the bonus points. We're back here on
I just saw that run.
We're back here on the Detroit Lions pregame show.
Oh, what a shame.
What a shame. Sorry, guys. We got a lot of action. We got the Sunday morning. I love Sunday morning football.
I'll play. I'll listen. I'll watch it every week.
I got to say,
I'll watch it.
You wake up, you have a bagel, get some tea, coffee, depending on your preference. Maybe bacon. I don't know what you guys eat. Whatever. I had a bagel this morning is what I'm trying to tell you.
What'd you have on it?
Just cream cheese.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't do any of that fancy stuff. My wife is like that, strawberries and a bunch
Yeah.
of.
Did you get it from
bunch of
Beham
crap.
Roast?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I made it at home.
Okay.
I was what do they call it?
So was it a Thomas English muffin? You
DIY. I did
you
it
just
myself.
Threw it in the toaster?
I just put it in the toaster,
Toaster, yeah.
with some cream cheese.
That's
and-
not real. That's not a real bagel.
Sounds like a good breakfast
It's a
to
bagel.
me.
I know.
Mess.
That sounds like a fish bagel. Fish likes those bagels.
Leave me alone, Mess.
Fine.
Leave me alone.
It's all good, man. I can go for one right now, actually.
All right. Top of the hour coming up in just a little bit. We'll go around the NFC North. NFL trade deadline is Tuesday.
I know.
Who's going to get shipped? This is a very interesting conversation.
I think the
Hawkinson-
Lions got to do something.
Hawkinson's on people's radars. You've seen Kamara be rumored to the Eagles. You've seen even Bradley Chubb now from the Broncos. It's going to be fun. We'll get to that conversation in a bit, but we brought this up earlier. The Vikings and the Cardinals. You know I'm a big fan of the Vikings.
Yeah.
I had them winning the division. I had them winning 12 games this year. They're losing today, the Cardinals. I think Kyler Murray has his best game of the year.
He better, because he sucks.
Hey. Don't talk about my quarterback like that.
He's my quarterback, too.
Oh, you have him in fantasy,
teams.
too?
Yeah.
All right, I cannot confirm or deny that I
horrible.
did not make an irresponsible bet that involved the Cardinals winning and Kyler Murray throwing for 3 touchdowns. Having said that.
Ooh, I like that.
Having said that, very non-biased, very responsible
This
bet.
spread smells. Booner, I'm going to go to you. You're our betting guy.
Yep.
But you don't come out of a break at 5-1, be home for a Cardinal team that's up and down at best, and are only a 3.5-point favorite. When you're home, you're a 3-point favorite right out of the get-go. So you're going to tell me Vegas doesn't want you to take the Vikings? Yeah, they want you to take the Vikings. That's why Adam is right, and Arizona's going to win the game straight up.
Now, I see what you're saying there, Maz. I'm going to go opposite. I know it's kind of a tough game to. I mean, coming off the bye, like you said, 4-point spread. I'm not a big fan of this Cardinals team. I think the reason
They stink.
They're not good at all, and 4 points is not big. You would think this is like a 7-8 point spread coming out
Easily.
of the bye at 5-1. But I'm still going to go to the Vikings. There's some like rat lines that you just don't want to touch. This one I'm going to touch, and I'm still going to go to the Vikings. You guys can talk about Kyler Murray and all of that with your fantasy teams. I'm staying away. I'm staying so far away from this Cardinals team. I think that it's a 4-point spread because they're coming off that win versus New Orleans, and Vegas thinks that maybe that they're going to get the ball rolling again. I don't buy it. Kirk Cousins in a 1 p.m. game. I mean, this is his Super Bowl. 1 p.m. games is Kirk Cousins' Super Bowls. He loves it. I'm going to take the over in this game too. I think this game goes easily over. Kirk Cousins. I mean, they probably score 35+ points in this game.
I think that's one of the games we get on Fox this week. I know the Lions are on CBS today. They get Spiro Datos as the play-by-play guy. So we'll see. I wouldn't mind flipping over and seeing the Vikings and Cardinal game for a little bit.
I'll say this about the Vikings. We've talked about them for years under Zimmer. By the way, I mean, it's not like you want to talk about levels of expectation, and forget expectation, just history. You would make fun of the Vikings, would you not, for their last 30 years, 40 years, since they haven't been to a Super Bowl since '77, right?
Yeah, since the 70s.
Think about it. Since the year 2000, though, they've won 6-7 divisions.
Yeah.
This year will probably be their 8th.
They should have went to Super Bowl 33. Remember, they lost that to Atlanta, the Dirty Birds.
How about
that was one of the
Brett
best
Favre's
Viking
interception?
teams. That was another one.
That was
another one. So they're 0-4 in the Super Bowl.
But where I'm going with this is, the NFL is designed for you to win your division every 3 years. The Vikings have done that. The Bears, to an extent, have done that. They're more so on the every 4 years side. Granted, Green Bay went from Favre to Rodgers, so that kind of skews things. But everybody is able to do something, except one team, which we're not going to talk about right now. So it's top of the hour. Let's take a pause. Do we want to do Packers-Bills real quick?
It's up to you. We can come back.
Let's do Packers-Bills. No, we'll do Packers-Bills. We'll stay on track.
This is the late game. This will be on. This is the Fox Sunday, America's Sunday game. So we'll all see this.
Primetime murder.
Oh, this is a night game.
This is
Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, Sunday Night Football.
Primetime murder. Josh Allen will throw for 270, run for 70. They'll win by 3 touchdowns. Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers are probably going to fight on the sideline. As much as I like Matt LaFleur, he's not looking all that great right now.
I'll bet you lunch tomorrow on this game. I'll take the Packers.
On the points? So the 11 points or just straight up? How do you want to do it?
I'll take the 11.
I'll take the 11 for the Bills then. Deal.
Love this. I'm with Maz. I'm on the Packers tonight. I think they just keep it close. I do think the Bills win the game. I don't know if the Packers can win the game because it's in
Lazard,
Buffalo.
by the way. No
Pardon?
Sammy Watkins. No Lazard.
I know.
I just think there's something.
Big deal.
I think this is a trap game for if you're taking the Bills. I think it's a trap game. I think Aaron Rodgers comes out and Sunday Night Football primetime. He's gonna. Don't you think that he has to turn things around eventually?
After the way he spoke about his teammates this week, and you hear all kinds of rumors. Well, they don't like him either, and who cares? He's still one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. He's got guys dropping balls, guys running the wrong routes. But the kicker here is you need Aaron Jones to run the ball like Aaron Jones can run the ball. And the Green Bay defense to finally step up and play the way they're supposed to play. They're supposed to be one of the top 3 defenses in the NFL, and they have not showed it. I'm betting on them today to play their best game of the year and keep this thing close.
Let's go, Maz.
All right. Look, when we get back, top of the hour, it's 12 o'clock right now. We'll get to the NFL trade deadline. 12:15, we'll go around the league. Pick'ems. That'll
Absolutely.
be fun. That'll be fun. 12:30, we're going to check down with Jeff Iafredi over at Ford Field. 12:45, we'll go over game predictions. It's going to be a fun show. Second hour coming up in a bit. But before we go, let's check in with Stick. Let's see how everything's going over at the Cuervo Zone.
Well, he's always having fun.
Stick, what's up, buddy?
It is WoodwardSports.com. My name is Stick, live at the Brass Rail inside the Cuervo Zone. It's also right here at the bottom of the screen. What's your name?
Daniel.
Daniel, where are you from?
Originally from Michigan, but I live in Colorado Springs now.
Oh, damn. What brought you in down?
Lions and Pistons today.
You came in just for today?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And you were saying when you walked in, you're like, that's Woodward Sports. I watch them.
Yeah. Every day, watch or listen to them usually while on the commute to work.
Okay, that's awesome. All the way in Colorado?
Yep.
Amazing, man. All right, I got to get your prediction for the game today. Can the Lions win?
Can we? Yes. Likely not, but that's life as a Lions fan.
That is. How did you become a Lions fan?
Just growing up here, big Barry Sanders fan, and unfortunately I was born into it.
Yeah, there's a guy with an Oklahoma State Barry Sanders jersey in here. It's pretty awesome. Prediction for the game. You got a score?
I'm gonna go 24 Lions, 27 Dolphins. I have to.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I wish I could tell you different.
Hopefully we play better because we're at home and we can get our offense going a little bit with getting some guys back, but we'll see.
DeAndre Swift's back, baby.
I do love that.
I do too. Who's your favorite Lion?
Honestly, probably Amon-Ra St. Brown.
You're like the second or third person who said that today.
Yeah, he's a fun player to watch. Reminds me a lot of like Golden Tate. Just a fun player to watch, yeah.
All right, well, hope Amon-Ra gets a touchdown from a man all the way in town from Colorado. Thank you so much for supporting WoodwardSports.com, and go Lions!
Go Lions!
Stick's so funny.
He's having a good time.
What a fun gig. You get to go downtown to downtown, drink all day. There's a game downtown, too, for the Pistons tonight.
I'll be there tonight.
What is it, 5 or 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock versus the Warriors.
So you're going to get... Oh, really? Warriors
tonight,
wow.
Yep.
So downtown is going to be jamming.
I'm going right after this. Once we get done here, yeah? I'm going to go to the Brass Rail.
I'll try to let
after.
you out early then. We'll see what we'll do.
Who you like in that game tonight?
Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to get into Pistons talk here, but I mean, you have to take the Warriors, right?
Yeah. The Pistons, hit or miss.
Hey, Lakers haven't won a game yet.
Last I checked, Russell Westbrook was the best player in all of basketball, so we're not going to get into that conversation. NFL trade deadline, Mass.
Oh, God, you got to do something. I'm sorry. You're not going to re-sign T.J. Hawkinson. You're not, are you?
I will.
Are you going to give him all that money?
No, but
okay.
I have. Can we agree on something?
Go ahead.
Or disagree, it's fine. His value today is higher than it would be next year towards the deadline. Or in this upcoming offseason. Yes or no?
His value today. Well, I can tell you it's not really high.
I'm not in that sense, but just from the fact that you will likely get more now than you could get.
Maybe he comes up next year and he
Can I be honest
lives
with you,
up to his capabilities.
I doubt it. Can I be honest with you, though?
Please.
I wouldn't do it.
You would keep him.
I wouldn't trade Hawkinson. Unless you can show me James Mitchell and Brock Wright being
and
capable
Shane
of
Zylstra, you forgot,
supplementing it.
number 84.
You're seeing Greg Dulcich. I don't know how to say his name. Sorry, I'm botching it. The Denver tight end.
Yeah.
3rd-round pick, I believe, this year.
Yep.
Stud. He has, 4 catches, almost 90 yards in the game right now in London. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but
He took that
TJ had
job.
those games, too. He had those games.
TJ's had 200-yard games in his career. His first career game, and then 3 weeks ago against Seattle.
Well, what'd you
4
think
weeks
of him
ago.
after his first game? We said, oh, wow.
We
thank
thought,
God,
oh my God, there's
him.
the next Travis Kelce.
Yeah, we got him.
And then...
But is that his fault? They don't
know.
target him.
He doesn't. You know what? I gotta be honest. 6-7 targets a game for a guy like that, I don't think is enough. But when they do throw him the ball, man, he's up against linebackers. It's not like he's busting coverage where he's a problem.
Here's
you
what
see,
I'm
you
hearing.
see Brock Bowers against Florida yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
Problem.
Please, no more tight ends. Please.
I would love to
I
see
like
more
they took James
consistency.
Mitchell, an injured guy from Vatek. I forget what round they got him in. Was it the 5th round? James
Fifth
Mitchell?
round, yes,
Fifth
fifth
round, injured from, but he could catch the ball. This guy's got great hands. Now let's see if he could stay on the field and stay healthy. If that's the guy they want, then you gotta try to trade T.J. Hockenson. Will it happen? I don't think so. I read Dave Burkett. I read other stuff that we write. We're out there. I don't think there's a lot of teams knocking on the Lions'
Maz,
door
you
right
own
now.
the football team, okay?
Yeah.
You come out on Wednesday and you say what you said.
Yeah.
You are not in a position to give away your better players, right? That's where my belief is. I don't think the Lions are sellers right now. Or Warrior, that's a different conversation. I think you could move him. I don't think for much, but you could probably move him if you wanted to.
Then you might as well keep him if you can't get much.
You're not going to be able to get much. I mean, look what these guys are going for in the market right
Look
now.
what Kadarius Toney brought in for Kansas for the Giants. He was their number 1 pick a year ago. What a waste. They got a 3-back for him and a 6.
That was a steal.
That's a steal for Kansas City.
That was a steal.
If he turns out to be anything, he might just be a punk.
Well, look what
like he's been acting in with the Giants. He's faked supposedly a hamstring injury. Did you see him last week on the sidelines in his jumpsuit?
Yep. Look,
in a sweatsuit, jumping. I remember a player was coming on the sidelines. He jumped over him, and they said no guy with a hamstring would be jumping that high. I mean, he dogged it in New York. He did. He dogged it. But if they get a 3 and a 6, what can you get for Hockenson?
I think for Hockenson, you would be lucky. Again, it's depending on the team, right? The Kansas City Chiefs wanted Kadarius Toney. They were willing to give whatever because they know they're contending for a Super Bowl again this year, right? Yeah. If you're trading a guy like T.J. Hockenson, let's just give a situation. A team that would struggle at tight end, I would say maybe in division, you could look at the Vikings that would want a tight end. You go around the AFC across. You could look at the North, Firemuth in Pittsburgh. No, you're not going to trade him there. The Browns, the Bengals.
No, they got Njoku.
They got Njoku's out for
Njoku.
He's on IR right now.
Hey, that's 4 games.
All right. Well,
They're not
you go to the
going anywhere
Bengals. The
this year.
Bengals again. That's a
Hurst.
destination.
Yeah, they don't
that's
have
a
much.
destination for somebody would be
How about
willing
the Raiders
to pay.
with Waller?
If
Is
I'm
he
the
ever gonna
Lions,
get on the
though,
field?
if I'm the Lions and if I'm the head coach, damn it, I'm trying to win football games. I can't afford you guys to take away my players. It's bad enough that some of them are hurt. I need my players. I need to win football games because if I win 3 games this year only, and I'm a 7-30, or excuse me, 7-20. No, I'm thinking I'm saying it correctly. How many losses last year? 13.
Yeah.
And then 14. So 7-27-1 is unacceptable.
Yep.
And he's going to be on the hot seat. He'll be around next year. Don't get me wrong. He's not going anywhere. But the amount of pressure on that head coach.
Yeah.
Come on. What are we doing here?
But that's the job.
Yeah, and I mean, getting rid of Hawk, I mean, like you said, Matt, you have to see what you can get. If you hold it out and wait until next year and he walks, you get a comp pick at that point, right? So you have to see what the value is anyways.
That would probably be a 3.
Yeah, so, I mean, can you get a 3 back for him right now? I mean, if we're talking about he's not producing as much as you think, and that's why you want to get rid of him, what can we really get for him? I think it might be better off keeping him and using him as a weapon within this offense. And I know he hasn't done what we wanted him to do, but he can still do that. He still has the potential to be able to go out there and get you a touchdown in 80 yards in a game when Amon Ra is out and you need someone to step up. So I think if you can wait and get that comp pick for him and he walks away, go do that. But instead of that, I mean, if you can't get a 3rd for him this year, I would say sit it out.
Hey, personally, I'd rather keep him But
I'm with you.
But then what are they going to do? Franchise him?
Well, they have the 5th-year option already going into his 5th year, right? So they got him. Suck it. Oh, my God.
What is
Oh, my God.
Did
You know
Etienne
what?
score?
We're going to send a nice video there.
Did Etienne
you know
score?
what? Hey, guys, I'm live on the show right now. And Hamid, this is for you, buddy. Travis Etienne just walked his way into the end zone. So do me a favor, buddy. Suck my dick.
He didn't really walk. He barely got in.
Shut up, Mets. 157 yards, 1 touchdown. Thank you for dropping him 4 weeks ago. Thank you to everybody who dropped him. Naeem, thank you so much. Suck my balls.
16-14. Setting up for the extra point in rainy London, by the way. It's looking like it's going to be 17-14. So
is that it for Nathaniel Hackett? If they,
I don't know. They said he's going to be under some type of duress. I don't know if he got in, buddy. They're going to review this.
Man, shut the hell up.
Sorry.
He got in.
Okay, he's in. You're
He
right.
got in. 17.
You're okay.
I'm ahead of you.
17-14.
I'm ahead of you. 17-14. Travis Etienne.
Congratulations.
Oh, yes.
You were just talking about Hawkinson, and you just MF'd your way into Etienne.
For a second, I thought there was like a trade or something when Adam just did that.
Everybody
I thought Hawk got traded
that's-
while we were talking about
That's
it.
Adam's live look in to the
Sorry.
London games. That's
Sorry.
he gets very excited.
When my players are going, I'm very, very dialed in and focused. Having said that, man, Maz, my team is looking great. Guys, can we talk about fantasy football for a second? 28 points from Travis Etienne. My team is now Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Derrick Henry, Travis Etienne, Dallas Goedert, Alvin Kamara.
Not bad.
Not bad. Kiss my ass. Chris Olave and Terry McLaurin on the bench. Tua Tagovailoa on the bench. Not bad.
What's your record?
Decent.
Awful.
What's your record?
2-5.
Okay.
Matt, shut the fuck up. What's your problem, buddy? I'm trying to enjoy my
Enjoy.
one moment.
You got 2
I get
wins.
to enjoy being successful
You got
in my
2
life.
wins.
Why? What'd I ever do to you?
Nothing. I'm just busting your balls.
Come on. Let me enjoy this. It's
What's
the
your
first
record?
time
What's your record in the Woodward Sports one?
6-1.
Me too.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Way to go, buddy.
You know who beat me last week?
Who?
Punk ass Noah.
You
I
know
had a
what-
bad week.
Oh, God. You know who I'm beating this week?
Who?
Braylon's bitch ass.
Yeah, good.
It'll be fun.
I have
All
to
right.
hear-
What
I
time
have
is
to
it?
hear
12:11? Let's get back to the show. Hope everybody's having a good day so far. Hope you're all enjoying your NFL Sunday. Sorry, fantasy football. This is how I am around the house with my wife. She hates it.
Poor woman.
Poor woman. Poor woman. She'll be like somewhere, I don't know, whether it's the kitchen upstairs doing whatever she's doing or she's going out, comes home, I'm screaming at the TV. And you have to remember, like, my wife does not know anything about football. So all she knows is I'm yelling at the TV. And it's a great tradition on
Hey,
Sundays.
you were a
I love it.
superstar the other day in Dearborn with
Yeah,
Mike
yeah,
Phillips.
that was fun. That was
and
fun.
Keller Williams. That was fun, man.
That was fun. Those are my people.
That is your people.
I love it.
I should have been born in Dearborn.
Honestly, I should have been born in Jersey, to be honest with you. I would love to have your accent, but we don't need to go there
I don't
because we
have
almost
an
got in
accent
trouble for
anymore.
that last time. We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll go around the league. Pick'em's coming up around the NFL. I can't wait, man. This is my first time playing with you on this, so
Hey, man,
I can't wait to do it.
I'm kicking ass. I'm 30-17 on the year.
I was gonna say I saw your record on your guys' show. You were killing it this year. He's killing it with the pick'em. So
Hell of a job, man. So let's take a break. You know what? Let's check in with Stick. We'll come back, and then we'll go to break, and then we'll come out with NFL Pick'ems. We'll see you guys in just a second.
All right, we are live at the Brass Rail inside the Cuervo Zone, woodwardsports.com. My name is Stick. I had to talk to one Miami fan today, and this guy comes in with these stunner shades on. What's your name?
My name's Chris.
Where you from, Chris?
Oh, we're actually from west side of Michigan.
Oh, the Miami of Michigan.
The Miami of Michigan.
You got beaches, you know.
Yes, sir.
Why are you a Dolphins fan?
Oh, just always been a Dolphins fan. I got family in Florida, so I just kind of grew up with it.
Prediction, over under Tyreek Hill receiving yards.
But Tyreek's going to get over 80 today.
Over 80? Oh, that's easy. I thought you were going to say like 300.
I'm not crazy. I'm a sport bettor.
Oh, you're a bettor? Okay. What do you think? Are the Lions going to cover? The Lions have been known to cover.
You know what? I don't think so. I don't think they're getting it today. I think Dolphins are going to win comfortably today.
I think the safest bet, though, is the over, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely take the over in this game.
I think so.
Yeah, it's going to be a scoring massacre. All right, man. What's your final score prediction?
Oh, we got Dolphins 35, Lions 17.
30. Oh, damn. You think they're going to get their ass beat like that, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tyreek's going to have a day.
Are you going to the game?
Yes, sir.
With those glasses?
Oh, yeah.
All right, those are the Buffs of the West Side.
See y'all out there.
You'll see us out there?
Yeah.
I'll look for you on the screen, man.
Hey, I appreciate it. I'll be on the 30.
All right, thank you so much. WoodwardSports.com. We are live inside the Cuervo zone. You got to do a shot of Cuervo before you get out of here, okay?
Oh, all right, let's do it.
All right, let's go. Back to you, Adam.
God bless you, Stick. God bless you. Doing God's work out there. How fun is it? Just out there drinking, talking to people all day.
It's a good time, man. Detroit is alive and well today, especially.
I can't wait
with
to
the
get down
Pistons
there.
coming up after the Lions and Dolphins.
1 minute, we'll do NFL pick'em, so we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we'll go around the league. Who's going to win? Who isn't? Who's going to cover? Who will? It's going to be fun. We'll see you guys in just...
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination.
Out with me and then
Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call
don't care if my mic's bleeding anymore. Let's just come back.
844-4-BIG-FROG.
It's Sunday, baby.
It's all good. Let's have some fun. Maz, introduce it. Go for it. Let's have fun with it.
First of all, 2-minute warning in London. 17-14 Jags and the Broncos down to the 16-yard line. Russell Wilson to KJ Hamler, 50-yard run. And then Russell Wilson just scampered another 20 yards. So they're down to the 16. We'll see what happens. Might get overtime, or Denver. Are they going to pull this one out? We will find out. But let's go around the NFL in our Pick'em segment. We're going to start it off at the Meadowlands. Patriots have won 12 straight against the Jets. This is the New York Jets with Robert Saleh as the head coach. This time, Jets, a 2.5-point underdog at home. Booner.
I love today. I love the Patriots. I'm
you like
sorry.
them off the loss, don't you?
I do, and eventually this Jets team, and we will say this every week until they show it, but eventually they're going to have to lose, and they're not going to cover. I think it's this week versus the Patriots. Breece Hall, first week down. I don't believe James Robinson is going to be fully in from what I'm seeing so far, but I'll take the Pats today.
Okay.
I like them on the road. I trust the Patriots.
All right, so he's going for 13 straight wins with the Pats. How about you?
Good for him. I'm going for the first loss. That streak's done.
Wow.
Give me the Jets, Jets, Jets. They will not only cover, they will win by more than 10 points.
I hope you're right.
You're a Jets fan. That's right.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jets as well.
I'm sorry, Maz.
It's okay, buddy. Jets will finally exercise the demons and beat the Patriots and that streak of 12 in a row. That's abuse.
I don't think
That's not a streak.
I don't think New England has answers for that Jets defense.
All right, let's move on to the other team that lives in Jersey, the New York Football Giants on the road. They play at that tough field out in Seattle. The 12th man will be ready to go. Seahawks in first in the NFC West. Giants in in second behind the Eagles in the NFC East. The Seahawks, a flat-out 3-point favorite. Adam, I'm going to lead off with you. Seahawks giving the Giants 3.
Give me the Giants. Taking the Giants here. I'm rolling with both New York teams. The Giants just have too much.
You ever think you'd say that?
No, I can't believe it. Maz, I have friends in New York.
Yeah.
Prior to me ever being here, I used to work remotely. New York was one of my destinations. And these guys are like diehards. One of them's a Jet fan. One of them's a Giants fan. The Giants fan told me 3-14 would be our worst case scenario. 5-12 or 6-11 would be best case scenario with Daniel Jones. We need to draft a quarterback, Adam. That's what I was told by a Giants fan. The Jets told me Robert Saleh's on the hot seat if he doesn't win 6 games this year. They're 5-2. Come on.
I'm taking the G-Men as well. I really believe in this team. Seattle's been playing great. And you know what? Geno Smith is playing off the hook. Leads the NFL in completion percentage. He's been reborn. And he used to play in New York. He used to play for the Jets. Got his ass kicked in the locker room, though, and had to be traded. But that's nonetheless. Giants, I like them to nip the Seahawks late again because they're a great fourth-quarter team. And just Daniel Jones. I want to ask you guys about Daniel Jones. And go to Adham first. By the way, Broncos down to the 10-yard line. We'll keep you posted. They're down 3 with a minute and change to go in this game. Okay, they're down to the 3-yard line now. Daniel Jones. Do you believe in him? I'm going to start with you, Adam. Do you believe in Daniel Jones, or do the Giants have to go out and get another quarterback?
Giants have to go out and get another quarterback.
Why is that?
You're limited. Hear me out. Ryan Tannehill can get you to the playoffs. Kirk Cousins can get you to the playoffs. You can win divisions. You can win football games. Brian Dable clearly winning football games with Daniel Jones, really making it so easy for him. One of the things I've noticed about the Giants, Maz, is every time they roll out Daniel Jones, which, by the way, is when he's most comfortable, they have 3 simple decisions for him to make. Check down, intermediate, go deep. And really, he has the 4th decision, which is to throw it away or run it. So I am absolutely loving Latavius Murray touchdown, by the way. Broncos up 20-17.
Wow.
Broncos up 20-17. Having said that, I still think they need to go out and get their quarterback. He just doesn't throw the ball. But again, his weapons aren't all that great either.
Would you wait till the end of the year, at least see how he finishes?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No pressure on Daniel Jones right now or the Giants to draft. What I'm just telling you is you're going to have to address it eventually, whether it's this year or free agency or the following draft. I don't think Dable's sitting there saying, man, I'm really feeling good about having this guy as my quarterback for the next 3-5 years.
I get it.
Yep.
But he is getting the best out of him, right?
He is, and that's what coaches do. They get the best out of their players, and they win. What a shocker.
Booner, what do you like?
I'm right there with Adam. I don't think you go forward with Daniel Jones. I think right this year, like you said, give him the year. I think you do start looking for other options at quarterback there. Think about this team with a real franchise quarterback, how good they would be with Saquon and so that the way the
they don't have any
defense
receivers.
Yeah, if you add that too, imagine this. I mean, they're 6-1 right now. Imagine if you add that. I do like them today. I think they actually win this game. To be completely honest, I would take the cover there +3. It's that fourth quarter stuff that you're talking about, Maz. They look like they're completely out of the game, and that defense just makes some plays, and the offense goes and scores a touchdown and puts them in the lead. It's going to happen again today versus Seattle. I think these might be the 2 most surprising teams in the NFL, right there with the Jets. The way that they've been playing, their records. So, yeah, I like the Giants today. I think they actually win this game outright.
I'll tell you, Latavius Murray on this Denver Bronco team, they took him off the scrap heap, off a practice squad with the Saints. Remember we were here a couple weeks ago, and the Saints were playing the Vikings in London. So he played in that game, and then the following weekend he gets picked up by this team, and he's back in London again, and he looks damn good. Latavius Murray. So they are up 21-17, minute 43 to go. Jags have 2 timeouts remaining. We'll keep you posted. Cardinals at the Vikings. Adam and I and Boone kind of broke this game down already. The spread is 3.5. Minnesota's 5-1, coming off the bye. Go ahead, Boone.
Yeah, we already talked about it. I'm sitting here with the Vikings. I love Kirk Cousins in 1 p.m. games. I love the over in this game, and I love the Vikings to win by at least I think they're going to win by a touchdown here. I don't think the Cardinals are good at all. I mean, they've won a couple games, but they beat the Saints, and we know how bad the Saints are right now and how bad that Saints defense has been. Give me the Vikings. I don't even want to touch the Cardinals. I feel bad for you guys going Cardinals today.
All right, go ahead, Adam.
Give me the Cardinals. Cardinals.
Reiterate.
Got them winning outright. I love it.
There's no reason the Cardinals should win this game, but I think they will. And
I
that's
think
the
you'll
only
see
reason
Kyler Murray's
is
best game.
The spread to me smells. That's the only reason I'm taking the Cardinals, because the Vikings should run them out of the stadium. But I'll take Arizona as well. This is for the battle for first place in the NFC South. The winner of this game will be the leader. Panthers at the Falcons. Falcons favored by 4. Arthur Smith, your guy. Who you like in this game?
Falcons alternate spread -6.5. Give me the cover easily. Falcons win this game handily. The Panthers will be lucky to score more than 10 points this game.
Go ahead, Boone.
I'm going Falcons as well. The Falcons just find a way to cover. I'm pretty sure outside of last week, they were like 6 or 7-0 against the spread to start the season. I'm rolling with the Falcons. The Panthers game last week versus the Bucks, I wouldn't say it was a fluke game, but that was definitely a fishy game going on there. I can't trust the Panthers team at all. Even with they're trading all of their guys. I think that might have just been like a motivating win. Like they were like, okay, all of our guys are gone. Like some guys step up. I don't see them even staying in this game.
Yeah, I
love
the Falcons. I'm with you guys. Clean sweep here. By the way, Denver with the interception. The Denver defense has done it again. Looks like they're going to pull this game out in London, 21-17 over the
Jaguars
Jags.
will touch the ball if they don't get a first down. So they'll run the ball. They'll call 2 timeouts. They'll run the ball a third time.
Field goal.
They'll kick the field goal, make it a 7-point game. And then we'll see if Trevor Lawrence can lead his team down the field with no timeouts.
It's not looking good, though. 49ers and the Rams. This is the game of the day to me. This is the Fox game at 4:30 today. The Rams have won, 6 straight?
7.
7 straight against this team. They own the Niners.
No, vice versa.
I think it's vice versa. Yeah, the Niners.
The Niners own the Rams.
Yes, the Niners
My
own the
bad.
Rams.
That's why the Rams are a 1.5-point underdog at home. Wow.
You know how I feel?
Off the bye.
You know how I feel about teams at home, good football teams. They're not a very good team. They're not a contender. I like the Rams today. I do.
They want you to take that. They want you to take the
They're
Rams.
enticing me. I won't do it on the points, though.
Niners coming off a loss.
I may make a side bet for the money line, but for this purpose, this little skit we're doing here, give me the Niners. Even without Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey likely to have one of his better, if not best, games so far this season, including when he was with Carolina. Kyle Shanahan, I love him. I love what he brings to the table as a coach. The defense for the Niners is getting healthier. I don't know what you do if you're Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, and the Rams. You have Cooper Kupp, and that's it. What is that?
So you're taking the Niners.
You're taking the Niners.
Taking the Niners. You're not taking the Rams.
Nope, I'm going against my philosophy, which is the home underdog always.
I thought you were just taking the Rams.
No, taking the Niners.
You did set it up to go Rams.
I did set it up, but I'm taking the Niners.
Boone?
I'm going. I'll go the Rams. I mean, underdogs at home. They played them earlier this year. They lost 24-9. I don't think it's going to be the same case. I think this Rams team. The biggest thing I think actually is Deebo being out here. I think that's actually bigger than people think. It's going to affect the game, and I think that gives the Rams a little advantage there, especially with that defense to kind of get something going. And I think Stafford. I think they figure it out here. Cooper Kupp. I bet you Cooper Kupp has 2 touchdowns today, and they go on to win by at least a touchdown.
They can't get swept again, can they?
No, there's no way that.
Can a Super Bowl champ get swept and lose at home? Can they?
They did it last year.
They did it, but they beat them in the playoffs, so I'm pretty sure.
And they did it the year before.
No, I can't. Everything tells me take the Rams, but Vegas wants me to take the Rams because they're getting points at home off a bye. I'll tell you what. You can put a fish hook in my mouth. I'm suckered.
I'm going
to get suckered. I'll take the Rams to stop the streak. By the way, Cam Akers, they say if they can't trade him by Tuesday, they're just going to keep him and use him. I just don't understand what the hell's going on with this whole situation.
I'm not sure. It's falling apart for Sean McVay and the Rams right now. They went all in on the Super Bowl. They got it, and this is what you have to deal with after.
Hey, house money anyway. It's all icing. Steelers and the Eagles battle Pennsylvania. Eagles undefeated. Steelers just a middling team. Philly favored by 11 at the Link. What do you like, Adam?
Give me the Steelers to cover. I hate double-digit dogs in the NFL, especially when they're coached by a very good head coach in Mike Tomlin. Give me the Steelers to cover.
Yep, I have the same philosophy. It's the same thing here too with that Bears-Dallas game today is double-digit underdogs. You have to take the underdogs to cover. It's the NFL. You don't see blowouts that much. And with Mike Tomlin, with that defense that they potentially have there, I mean, I think they keep it close. They kept it close with the Dolphins last week. I think they do it again versus the Eagles team.
This is another one that I'm fighting myself on. Philly should run them out of the gym. I mean, they should. They should absolutely wipe the floor with them. They're that much better. I'm struggling on this one. I'll go against you guys. I'll take the Eagles at home to run the Steelers out of the Link.
This is just a line to where it just at the end of the game, the Steelers will just get a garbage touchdown and they'll cover.
The Broncos have officially won. They went for it on 4th and 1. Quarterback sneak. Russell Wilson got the yard. Game over. The Broncos win 21-17 against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Nathaniel Hackett
lives to see another day.
Big shout out, all love and praise to Travis Etienne for the 28 points. Appreciate you,
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Our last game of the day, it's going to be the Raiders.
Breaking news.
At the Saints.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Jay Glazer reports.
Uh-oh.
The Bills are looking to finalize a trade deal with the New Orleans Saints and Alvin Kamara.
Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
The Bills' first offer was rejected. They're actively looking at putting together a better offer. Jay Glazer.
You don't really hear from Jay Glazer a lot.
Unless it's something.
Some injuries on a Sunday morning. That's...
Man, I'm debating if I even want to start Kamara today. Maybe they sit him if they trade him.
Yeah, you're right. They might.
The Bills were in the running to get Christian McCaffrey, so
Yeah,
now they're really making a push to go win a Super Bowl this
I was
year.
told, what did I tell you from day one? They don't have a running game.
Yep. I like Singletary personally, but he's not that level back.
It's just not. Is Kamara the old Kamara? Or do the Saints know something that, this guy's going to be suspended? Because he's still got some stuff coming
I would
up.
say 2-5. They know where their season's going. They're likely to lose today. Get the highest. Get a first-round pick for Kamara if you can. Why not? I'm for it.
You think that's enough?
Do the Saints have a franchise quarterback?
No.
They're in a rebuild.
Yep.
The Saints are in a rebuild. They need to get as many picks as possible. Kamara's nice. Michael Thomas is nice. They can all go out. Ship them all out and really, really take this seriously.
Word on the street was Philly and the Saints were going to make the deal. But Philly doesn't want to give the number one pickup that the Saints gave them.
Yep.
They have New Orleans.
They have New Orleans
number
pick this
one
year.
pick. So
Yep.
Philly, undefeated, will pick in the top 10 next season.
Insane.
Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman have done a great job.
Reminds me of what the Boston Celtics did. Go for it, Matt. Continue on.
Last
Sorry
game,
to
guys.
interrupt.
Raiders at the Saints today. Here we go. Saints getting one, but will Kamara even play in this game? I'm going to start with Boone right here. Raiders at the Saints. I picked the Raiders to get in the playoffs still when they had one win. I said they're going to make the playoffs. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, it's every single week at this point now for the Raiders is a must-win because of the start they had, 1-4, whatever that was. Even without Kamara, if he's in or he's out, I still like I love the Raiders to cover this game. They're going to continue to kind of build on what they did last week. Devontae Adams is starting to get into form with Derek
He's sick.
Carr.
He's got the flu.
Is he out today?
He's not out. They're saying he's going to play. As of last night, he wasn't going to play, and then this morning they said he will play. But he does have the flu.
I still like the Raiders. I don't think the Saints defense is anything like they have been in the past. They're struggling. It's going to be a high-scoring game. The Raiders are going to be able to put up a ton of points today. Josh Jacobs, Maz, we talked about it last Sunday. Josh Jacobs,
what a
man.
beast.
He's something else right now.
He's
on
thrown
another
himself
planet.
into the top 10 running backs in the league.
Yeah, I think he has like 3 or 4 straight weeks of over 100 rushing yards. He's dominating.
He's playing for his contract.
Yep. And I think he's going to do another 100-yard game today versus the Saints, and a touchdown or two. So if you want to put those bets in, I have those on woodwardsports.com. I did my bets, and I had him with his rushing yards and a touchdown. But I love the Raiders. Give me the Raiders by a touchdown.
Go ahead, Adam.
All right, give me the Raiders. I have them winning outright. Love this game.
I love the Raiders. They're my
today.
best bet of the weekend.
Yep.
Give me the Raiders to lay out the Saints, and I bet you Kamara doesn't play in this game if Jay Glazer is absolutely right, and he might be heading to the Bills.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we get back, we'll hear from Jeff Iafredi out at Ford Field. Maybe we'll check in with Stick one more time, and then we'll give our game predictions, and we'll wrap up from there. So everybody stay tuned. In just a minute, we'll be back with Jeff and so much more.
For a limited time only, all new burgers and loaded fries at Big Boy. It's not a Slim Jim, it's the Big Jim. The chili cheese is such a tease. Guess what else is new? The bacon blue. How about upgrading those fries? Chili cheese fries, baked potato fries, nacho fries. What will it be? Satisfy those taste buds at Big Boy.
My name is Lee. I've lost 35 pounds on the Custom Health Center program. So the 3 biggest benefits that I've gotten from this program has been I'm not snoring anymore, I have a lot of energy, it's great, and oh, by the way, look at this. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com
for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Jeff Ifredi, Morning Woodward Show, Woodward Sports Network. I'm here at Ford Field. The Lions take on the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins have a chance to lose their 4th straight game against the Detroit Lions. My keys to the game tonight are going to be, number 1, can you get after Tua Tagovailoa? Can you slow down the run? Because if not, we know what this offense looks like with Tua in the lineup for the entirety of the game. But for the Lions, you get back DeAndre Swift, you get back Amon-Ra St. Brown. Can this offense get back to their previous success? If so, I think it'll be close, but it's going to be one in the trenches. My final score predictions are going to be Miami Dolphins 31, the Detroit Lions 24. I think it's a 7-point game, but it's going to be a test for the Lions, no doubt about that. Jeff Ifredi, Morning Woodward Show, Woodward Sports Network, checking in from Ford Field.
Nah, I love Jeff. My guy.
That's your guy. We all love him.
Love him. Catch Jeff in the morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m.
He's there
live.
with his pops. He's there with his dad today.
Yep.
That's a great thing.
Love it. You know how many people we have that work here that have season tickets, by the way? Bruno, Jeff, a ton of people here. I love it. Good for them. All right, I'm going to take a deep breath for this. Game predictions. Maz, I'll start with you. Bruno, you guys go first, all right? I want to hear you out.
Yeah.
Because you both think there's a chance.
I do.
Give me the final score.
I told Maddie this morning, before she wrote her column for WoodwardSports.com, that the Lions will win their 2nd game of the year, 24-21 over Miami. I like this defense. Yeah, I'm a little scared of Tyreek Hill and Jaden Waddle. Tua's playing great if he stays on the field. I love what that defense did against Dallas last week. So I am going to say Josh Paschal's 2nd game as a Detroit Lion. Aiden Hutchinson off that Michigan win last night. He's going to be excited. Going to be talking trash. No, he doesn't. He doesn't talk trash. You heard him. He didn't even tell you he was rooting for Michigan, if you heard that comment earlier in the week. I just like this team. Jeff Okudah playing out of his mind. I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. He stays healthy, stays in this game, doesn't get his bell rung. He's going to be trouble. And DeAndre Swift unleashed the beast today. Jared Goff, don't turn the ball over. Don't fumble. No turnovers. 5 last week, all in the second half. It can't happen. And I believe what they practiced all week this week was keeping that ball tucked away. And you got to take care of the football. I like Jared Goff to throw a touchdown or 2, maybe one to Josh Reynolds, one to Amon-Ra St. Brown. I like Swift to score the other touchdown, 24-21. We even get a field goal in this game by Michael Badgley.
Wow, man.
That's my prediction. Go Lions.
Good on you, man. Good on you. Booner, what do you got?
I'm backing Maz today. I think it's going to be a little bit more of a high-scoring game. I'm going to go probably Lions 34-31. I think it's going to be a shootout of a game, kind of like we saw versus the Eagles in Week 1. Obviously, we had to come back there. I think it's just a last-minute field goal that puts us over the edge there to win the game. I think the difference maker today is going to be the defensive line, putting pressure on Tua to be able to that's the way that we're going to have to shut down Tua. And Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle is going to be through putting pressure on Josh Paschal, Aiden Hutchinson, John Kaminsky back. That's going to be the way we do this and win the game today. I'm with Maz. I'm rolling with Maz today. I think it's a win for the Lions. I think they get their 2nd win of the year, a surprising one. A 3.5-point spread to me is so fishy. I know we're at home and it kind of moves the line a little bit, but you would think at 1-6 that you're sitting there as an 8-point, 10-point underdog, kind of like the Steelers today in different situations. The fact that it's a 3-point underdog, I think, is kind of fishy. And I think Vegas knows something, that we're going to be in this game when it comes down to the end of it. And I think we win the game by a field goal.
Wow, you guys got me stumped right now.
No, we don't.
Well, here, I'll just tell you my game prediction that I gave to Maddie, obviously, over at WoodwardSports.com. You can see all the game predictions. 31-23. That's what I went with for Miami. I think Goff comes out, throws a pair of touchdowns. Maybe the Lions do score 3. Maybe it's a 31-27 game, 31-24. I just don't. Again, I just don't see it. From what they've shown me all year, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to buy in. I bought in that they could beat Philly. I bought in that they could beat Washington. I even went in and said they would beat Minnesota, which they looked like they were going to do.
They should have won. They should have won that game.
And then you had Seattle and New England. You have to give me reasons to support you. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm going to go 31-23 Miami.
Fair enough.
Miami's got playoff implications. They're going to show up. It's a dome setting. They got speed. Speed kills in the NFL. And I said this Friday, you got 2 players on defense that have 0 speed, and they're your linebackers.
Yeah.
So it's basically 11 on 9 at that point.
Does Derek Barnes play anymore?
He does, yep.
Well, you got a draft defense coming up here. Again, even though you need your quarterback, you need a running back. I just don't know what they're going to do going forward. I just know that they got to start somewhere. All right? I'm not giving up completely on this season. And I'm talking they're not going to make the playoffs. What I meant by that is I still think they could hit the Vegas number of 6 or 7 wins. I do believe that.
Oh, goodness me.
Do we think that, this is the most healthy team we've had since the Vikings. Like, all of these guys are back, right? That's kind of the way I'm looking at this game is our offense is fully back, and this defensive line is finally healthy again. And we saw what we did in the Vikings game. We competed with a team that's 5-1, 6-1 right now. I think it's a similar situation. We're finally back at full strength. This is what we've wanted to see. I want to see what Dan Campbell can do. This is the game where we want to see Dan Campbell make the decisions to win games outside of what he did with the Vikings. Since that game, we've been saying it, and everyone just wants to see him make the right decision. Today's the day to do it. You have your team back. You have everyone back. You have the defensive line healthy. You have Amon-Ra back. You have DeAndre Swift back. Let's see what you can do and do what you did in Minnesota for the first 3.5 quarters and finish it off in the fourth quarter and bring a win.
Yep. Do not lose this game for your team, DC. Just get out there, take care of business, make sure your headsets are working, throw a red flag if you have to. Just win the damn game.
Fair enough.
Win the damn game. Just before we leave.
Go for it.
Michigan State last night. I don't want to steal your thunder for tomorrow morning. I know
you're good.
I know you want to come out tomorrow morning and really dominate. It was an ugly game. As a Michigan fan, I did not enjoy the game. Yeah, I knew they were going to beat Michigan State the whole time. I was never worried. Even though MSU took the lead early, I was never, ever worried, not even for a split second. What made me sick was I just knew they were just going to win the game, throttle them, beat the worst team. It was like men against the boys yesterday. It really was. Yep. But they don't impress me. J.J. McCarthy didn't impress me. He don't. And I was talking to Ryan last night, at home. We would text each other, and that's his guy. But I don't see much of it. Yeah, he's got great escapability. Sure, he could throw across the field, all of those big plays. But it just don't. The offenses, it just don't show me. It doesn't show me anything. I just was not impressed last night at all. We'll take the win, but I was not impressed.
I was impressed. The defense smothered Michigan State all game.
They stink.
Keon,
what are you smothering?
Look, they did their job. They went out and they dominated. The red zone offense sure could have been better. I saw a lot of good things about Michigan. For me, they're easily a top 4 team. It's a damn shame that Ohio State and Michigan, one of them will not be in the college football playoff at the end of the year. That pisses me off. But regardless.
That's because they play at the end of the year. Maybe if they, God forbid, move that game up a bit in the standings. No, I want it last game of the year. I'll take it. You know what? It's like a play. It's like do or die in that game. Whoever usually wins,
it's just another college football playoff game that we get to see. Same with the Georgia, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee. It's just other college football playoff games that we get to see. I'm just worried about the Michigan offense in the red zone. That worried me last night. Outside of that, the defense stepped up. Blake Corum is electric, man. He is so good. He's going to end up he's going to end up being in New York. If he has a big game versus Ohio State, 150, 200 yards with a touchdown, I don't see how he doesn't get into New York. I think, like Adam said, they're a top 4 team in the country right now. It just comes down to that Ohio State game.
Michigan State suck. They're 3-5. They're not playing any good. They have nothing offensively or defensively to offer. They're just not a good football team. They're not coached all that well. I don't like the idea.
You don't like keep chopping? You see him? You see him with his chop?
I don't like
screw
this.
You chop.
I don't like this when it doesn't show up against Minnesota and other teams the week prior. But on a night game against Michigan, who you are extremely outmanned against, you decide to show up and actually play some of your better football.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's a red flag for me. It's not the end of the world. Mel Tucker will be just fine. But I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I'm not trying to divulge too much because I have a lot to say about,
How about the tunnel?
What happened in the tunnel.
Yeah, how about the tunnel?
It was pathetic. It was pathetic.
That's
it was
bad.
pathetic and borderline assault.
Can't
Having
wait to
said
hear you
that-
tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm pretty frustrated about that because, last year we were all treated, first time in my lifetime, that both teams were undefeated with that
was
much
great. I was at
national
that
attention
game.
going into that game.
Phenomenal.
And it was a thriller.
Yeah.
And it was one of the greatest moments I got to experience just from growing up in Michigan. And you follow it up with sore loser mentality. I didn't like it. I think it's damning for the game. Sucks. It really does suck. But we'll get to all that tomorrow morning on the morning show. Maz will be live at 2 o'clock with Ermanni and Edwards. You all have a great rest of your NFL Sunday. I am going to go watch the Lions play along with all of you. Good luck to the Lions. Good luck to everybody else. Good luck on all your bets today.
Thanks to Kareem.
Thanks to Kareem for being out here on a Sunday. Maz?
Thanks,
Owner,
guys.
Thank you guys
Thank
so
you.
much. Everybody enjoy your
Go
football
Lions.
Sunday.